Bro, you guys had Snow Day. And then that clip led to him getting the Drake feature. I don't think a lot of people give you the credit for that.
I know.
But he got that feature because of that.
I know. The only person that gives us credit is him. So
yeah,
it's
he
all
gives
right.
us. He knows. He's always calling us like, yo, bro, you guys changed my life.
Yeah.
You guys know what
humble
I mean?
kid. He's a humble kid.
He's very
humble.
He lives down the street from me.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And respectful.
Yeah, very respectful kid.
Yeah.
I love him, man. We're actually just telling him about our upcoming network event.
Yeah.
We have an event coming up.
Yeah.
And
we should get him to perform it.
I was thinking that, but I want to save it kind of like that summertime event that we do. Because this one is small. It's a bit like, like 100 people.
Yeah,
fair
enough.
Like, I feel like if we do one in the summer where we have like 400 or 500 people, and Snow Day pops out. Oh.
Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to Richdiet Podcast. I'm your host, Aaron Bills, and I'm with
Zico. You already know. We are making our way up the ladder with these episodes, and today we have a very talented, business savvy individual who's very creative in his lane, from e-commerce to creating digital brands to creating merch to like just going viral on TikTok. I want to give a warm, heartfelt introduction. Welcome to the podcast, MANIK.
Appreciate that, bro. Thank you, man. Nice to meet you guys.
Did I say it right, MANIK?
You said it right.
MANIK.
You said it right, MANIK.
Welcome to the podcast, man.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you too, man. How you feeling today?
Feeling great, bro. It was a short drive here.
Yeah.
You guys are not too far from the studio.
No?
Oh, perfect.
30 minutes out, yeah.
Oh, good.
Perfect. No
Good,
traffic,
good.
No traffic. You guys picked a good time of the day.
Yeah. We tend to shoot in the evening hours because
it feels like it's better. Everyone's kind of just like relaxed. They're done for the day.
Yeah.
They just want to chill. They got their whole like day's worth of work in, and now it's like just come and have fun.
Because your street name is a pump fake. Like Eglinton could be DT or it could be North York. You don't ever know.
It is. And there's a lot of potholes in Eglinton.
Yeah.
You could have a mishap and get, your tire blown up.
That's what it is.
Or construction.
Or shot. It depends on what part of Eglinton, So
yeah, but that's the good side.
Yeah.
I like to think that, right? Zico knows a lot about it.
Sure, it's all right.
Are you guys from this area too?
Close enough.
Yeah.
But it's not about us. It's about you.
Yeah.
Where are
for
you
sure.
from?
I'm from Brampton.
Brampton.
Cool.
Okay.
I'm from Brampton, Ontario.
Brampton.
The 9 side.
The 9 side.
The 9 side. We got some 416ers up in here too, though.
Yeah.
Even in my city, like I'm 6'4" actually.
Okay.
But that's where I grew up. I spent my whole life in Brampton and then moved to Scarborough 3 years ago.
Scarborough.
So now you're in Scarborough.
Now I'm in Scarborough.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Interesting.
yeah,
Why
yeah.
Scarborough?
Bro, Brampton real estate is no joke.
It's expensive.
Fair enough.
Brampton real estate is going for record-breaking prices.
I
I
know.
can see that.
It's like the influx of people moving to Brampton has made the real estate go up.
It's crazy.
Houses are like $1 million now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the same commercial unit that we were looking at in Scarborough is half the cost in Scarborough than it is in Brampton.
And I bet more space.
And way more space.
Yeah.
It's a more up-to-date unit as well.
Interesting.
So in Brampton, it never made sense for me to even live there or to even go about running the business.
Wow.
Because my operating cost would have been 2x.
Yeah.
And then what are you actually taking home at that point? I mean, little to nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah. Wow. Man. So tell us about this journey of yours. I know you had this one viral clip when you were like 2018. I was working at Subway.
Yeah.
2019, I drew a business idea to start this brand.
Yeah.
Called ICY. And then 2020 COVID hit. You like started like selling out of your car, and then things led on to open up this big shop. Tell us this journey. Like, how did that transpire? What was the ignition of that?
100%. Now, you got the first few events completely right. So started back in 2017, I was working at Subway.
Okay.
And then from there, to be honest, it didn't last long. I got fired in less than 6 months.
You were messing up the Subways?
Bro, honestly.
Spitting in the food and shit.
I wish it was a good story to tell. I used to bus to work at that time, right? So I never had a car. I show up to work one day and my boss was like, you're not on the clock. I was like, what do you mean I'm not on the clock? Like, I'm literally scheduled in for this shift. Like, I'm going to be working. Had a back and forth. She took me off the clock, and I never even had a phone back then.
Wow.
So she couldn't call me to tell me that, hey, you're not on the clock today. I've already taken the the 501 down steals in Brampton to get to my shift. Had a back and forth. I got fired. Now,
So you had to get fired in person, not even on the phone.
I had to get fired face to face.
Nice.
Right?
That's terrible.
So dealt with that, and then from there I had to obviously make things work, because this was a year before university started for me. And then in uni I was always interested in clothes. I always wanted to like get into streetwear, and I went about starting an Instagram page. The Instagram page kind of led me down the rabbit hole of just like e-commerce, running a business online, and then I just continued to kind of go down that spiral until it kind of led me to this point right now.
Yeah,
I've had about eight failed businesses until it got me to a clothing brand.
Yeah,
I've sold used clothes, I've sold sneakers, I've traded Forex, until you kind of get to the point where you figure out what the hustle is that you want to pursue.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, can you tell us the difference between what you're doing and what somebody else would do that's just starting a clothing brand, right? So, like, what's the difference between your brand and, say, I don't know, let's say Adidas, right? What would be the difference?
100%. So Adidas is a brand that relies on a big like community of athletes. Whereas for us, we make all of our own garments. Now, even Adidas at the scale that they're at, they don't make their own clothes.
Right.
Yeah, they
But
outsource it, right?
They outsource everything to a factory. But for us, we thought from day one, if we wanted to ever really understand clothes, it would be us trying to make the garment from scratch. So we have stitching machines, we got embroidery machines. Now we make every garment that's on our website right now from scratch.
And in-house.
In-house.
I see.
Yeah.
So that would be considered like high fashion. Is that like where you're going with that? Like, is that what that means?
I wish.
No,
No.
high fashion
I
is
wish, but
next
it's not.
level.
No,
It's
no,
like
no.
that designer shit.
Yeah. So
Right?
okay. So maybe let's take out the word high fashion. Let's say
Yeah.
fashion, because I feel like anybody could take a logo, slap it on a shirt,
Yeah.
sell it, and say that's my clothing brand. But you guys are one up saying, you're making stuff in house,
Yeah.
right? And to me, that sounds, way better. Like, I'd rather buy your clothes because I know it's quality made, rather than just slapping on a logo and selling
Like
the shirt.
fast fashion you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's better than fast fashion.
But
Yeah.
that's the misconception people have, right? The
Yeah.
thing is, like, these like quote unquote, what was the word you used?
High fashion.
High fashion
Yeah.
labels. They're using the same blanks as a smaller brand would be using.
Yeah.
Like, bro, I promise you, I know the exact blank that companies like Spider,
Yeah,
Hellstar,
yeah.
Palm Angels, they're all using the same blank. It's called
Yeah.
LA Apparel.
Yeah,
Yeah, I heard about that.
You've heard of LA Apparel?
Yeah, yeah,
They're
yeah.
all using the same
Yeah,
blank.
yeah.
Now, the cost of that blank is public information. It's $14 a blank.
Yeah,
These
yeah.
guys are reselling those tees for 150 plus.
Damn.
Their markup on that is 80%, 90%.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting.
But is it because the marketing that it's allowing them to have that margin, allowing them to put things for like more than what it really costs, or is it just like people just ignorance, just like I want to rock this because of the name brand, or
It's all about the community that they build on the back end.
yeah.
true?
So like when people refer to high fashion, it's never about the quality of the tee anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
It's all about who is wearing it.
Yeah.
Who's
yeah.
What
wearing it.
How it
athletes
makes
we're
you
seeing in
feel.
it, how it
Yeah.
makes you feel. It's all
Yeah.
a feeling.
It's all a
Yeah,
feel.
yeah,
So when people ask me like, what does ICY represent? I say the same thing. Like, it is a feeling that people have when they wear our garments, because that's what high fashion is too.
Yeah.
Now this
Yeah.
tee that I'm wearing right now is from like, put this
Yeah.
on airplane mode real
That's
quick.
all good.
It's all good.
Is it business? Is it business? You
man.
can take
It's a
it.
business. Take it, man.
Yo, even at this hour, bro, nah, I can't. But
Yeah.
But yeah, well,
Your
about that
t-shirt,
tee,
yeah.
you made that yourself?
no, so this is by a designer named Reese Cooper.
Okay. Oh yeah, I've heard of it.
You've heard of him?
Yeah.
And I literally bought this tee because I knew what blank he was using.
Okay.
And I bought this tee for $150.
But the blank is probably what, $14?
Bro, the blank is $9.
Oh man.
You know?
He got you.
Yeah.
got
No,
me.
I'm kidding. You're supported.
That's what it is. Like,
Yeah.
bro, Billionaire Boys Club,
Yeah.
they produce in China,
Yeah.
but they also make local stuff on American Apparel.
Yeah.
But, I study the founders and I know what blanks they're using.
Yeah.
That's
I like
all-
it because of Pharrell. Like Pharrell is my guy. Nerd.
He's tough.
You know? It's
Yeah.
tough. You know.
All right. I
But
mean, this is a
he's
Gildan
right.
shirt.
He's right. It's all about how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
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 Right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
if it
for
makes
sure.
you feel good, you're
For
gonna
sure.
pay the price.
Yeah, you think about it, like Louis Vuitton, right? Like if you have, let's say Christian whatever Louboutin shoes, the red bottoms, right? You wear those, and you know everybody. It's identifiable through the bottom. Did you ever see that guy on Instagram where he was like walking in that music video and he was doing the most, trying to show his shoes?
Yeah. Seen that.
Yeah, that is
So
like
it's how it makes you feel. He felt rich. He felt like, you know, he was a part of this high level elite group of people, right?
So talking about feels, how do you want your consumer to feel when they purchase ICY?
For sure. So ICY is meant to represent where we're from.
Okay.
You know, so when I first named the brand, it was 2018. It was in the October months, which is kind of approaching that cold season.
ICY, like cold.
So ICY, like if you remember back in the day, honestly, I've never even told this story, but if you remember back in 2018, Pressa dropped that song where it was like, if I wasn't ICY, would she want me? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So I used to listen.
ICY, would you want me? So yeah, something along
Those lines.
Yeah.
So I used to listen to that song all the time, and my guys started calling me ICY because all my guys were never into streetwear. They were never into sneakers or fashion, but I was always just into clothes.
Okay.
So they were just like, yo, you're ICY. And they just kept calling me that. They gave me that as a nickname, and I just named the brand that as, me building it.
Yeah. No, it flows. Like the name, it's fire.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Thank you, bro.
sick,
Yeah,
ICY. But a lot of time people when they say, "Oh, I'm ICY right now," when someone says that, you think like they got jewelry on.
Yeah.
Bust down and make
Yeah,
change.
yeah.
So do you ever
funny.
get that impression sometimes?
I don't, but yo, back in 2019, around the time I started the brand, I tweeted this out. I'm like, I'm waiting for the day where people think of our brand before they think of jewelry. And that is the point where I feel like we've actually made some impact.
Yeah,
But we're not there yet. We've
You're
got a
onto
long way to
something.
go.
Yeah,
You're onto
yeah,
something.
yeah,
I like
yeah.
that. I like that.
Like if for you to say the word icy, it's a common dictionary word.
Yeah.
Like how can I get somebody to just think about our brand versus jewelry? Like if I say
right,
Amazon, Amazon is like a freaking, it's a jungle concept.
Jungle. But
It's a
now
jungle.
people don't think of the jungle no more.
They don't.
Yeah.
They think of this delivery online,
Yeah.
e-commerce.
E-commerce service, yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But like they're 25 years in the making. I got what, 7 or 8 years skin in the game. I got a long way to go.
You got a long way to go.
Right?
8 years. That's good for you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Good stuff. Okay, let's do a quick fit check then. Let's do that because you're into fashion. So what are you wearing? What do you got on today?
Honestly, this is my work outfit. I just came straight from work.
Okay.
I'm wearing this Reese Cooper t-shirt right now.
Okay.
I got a sample from my brand, the
Okay,
denim.
cool.
And
That's
then just
fire.
thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Fire.
And then
then
the shoes, just regular shoes, right? Or
Yeezys,
the
yeah.
Yeezys, there you go. That's cool.
That's all it is, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know you know the importance of standing out, especially with a brand and the online presence.
Yeah.
What are some strategies or things that you implement into making your brand like stand out?
Yeah, I feel like, man, it's all about really consistency with the content. Now, for us back in 2020, when we first opened our warehouse, before that, I was a basement brand. But for me, even when I was at that stage, I was documenting every part of the journey. And I feel like when people are starting off, they feel like, I don't want to get caught in my bedroom, or I don't want people to know that, hey, I'm a small business.
Yeah.
But those are the times you have to embrace.
You have to.
You have to show people that, hey, this is how I started. This is me in the middle, and this is what I could be at the end.
Right.
But people get lost. People get lost in the process. They just want to get to the end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just want the instant results.
Yeah, they want that glitz and glamour.
Yeah,
Right?
But it just doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
So as soon as I realized that the real tool for me getting my brand out there would be content, I just got active every day. Like now, even when I'm in my office at the warehouse, I just set up my tripod and I record me day to day.
Right.
Because even if I'm not going to post that content today, I feel like 20 years from now, somebody somewhere, if things work out, when they work out, they might clip that and put that in an edit, or you never know.
Documentary
for
or
sure,
something.
for
You
sure.
never know. You think Kanye or a few of the guys that we've seen have documentaries
Yeah,
recently,
Jinye, I love that documentary.
he had no clue back then that
Yeah,
he
where it
would
was
have
gonna
the
go,
outcome of
yeah.
that content.
Yeah.
So you just got to make it to make it.
Yeah.
You know?
I love
It's
that.
interesting. It's like any other those tech companies. They all started. Apple started in the garage.
Yeah.
YouTube started in the garage,
They
I
did.
think, or after PayPal. Or
Facebook.
PayPal started in the garage, and then there's like I seen this today actually. PayPal had a group of 24 people that created it.
The PayPal Mafia.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And then like each person went off to do like these big tech companies. It's like holy shit.
Yeah,
Crazy.
Elon Musk, Peter Thiel,
yeah.
the founder of
YouTube.
LinkedIn, YouTube,
Yep,
all came from the PayPal
Palantir
Mafia.
or something like that, and a whole bunch of other big names. Crazy.
Yeah. They need to make
Crazy.
a movie about those guys. Those guys are
Yeah,
like
but look
legends.
where
The
they
legends.
started, right? They started
Yeah.
from garage to where they are now.
100%.
It's crazy.
So what are some social media hacks for clothing brands to go viral? Like, what are some things that you've picked up along the way?
Yeah, I feel like so the algorithm, I feel like really prioritizes people that post continuously. And I heard this thing recently that kind of changed the way I thought about content completely, which is posting online is free. You know, you can post as many times as you want on TikTok, on Instagram at no cost.
There's no limits. Yeah.
So you have the ability every day to post a video as a lottery ticket. And that one video could change your life,
Facts.
right? Like now I've had a few videos that have, you know, reached that seven, you know, like million of,
Million
I've,
views,
I've reached
yeah.
that point where I've got a few videos, they've reached 1 million views.
Views, yeah,
And I've had certain people reach out from that video that I would have never imagined
Never
would have.
imagined.
yeah, and
Yeah.
if you didn't post it for free, you wouldn't have had that opportunity.
100%. And bro, I'll be sometimes like late at night, 11 p.m. I'll be with my girl and I'll just be making random content on TikTok. And those random videos I'm making are the ones that end up doing well.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So when I stopped thinking about what content I'm putting out and I was just doing it as routine,
As a routine.
those are the days that I'll always look back to as the reason why content did well for us.
Yeah.
Content did
Yeah.
well.
So as a smaller clothing brand owner, you have to be consistent.
You just
Yeah.
have
You
to.
gotta post every day. This is not something that, you know, you can't overthink the content or overthink the product.
Because you just said something that really made sense to me. Because I'm like, imagine these social media apps that we daily consume. Like
Yeah, we have to
Instagram,
pay for them.
And we
Yeah.
have to pay, and there's a limit of how much you can post
Yeah,
per day.
yeah.
But
That
that day's
was-
gonna
say this
come.
out
That would
loud.
change your perception.
Yeah.
Oh,
Don't
now,
say it
like-
out too loud.
Huh?
Don't say it too loud.
Yeah.
And algorithms
They
are gonna
thought
start
about
hearing
it.
it. Yeah.
But that would change everyone's
Yeah.
hustle. Be like, yo,
Yeah.
I need to post. Like, and that one post has to count.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
right now it's free. There's no limit. So
Yeah.
continuously, you just got to keep dropping.
You gotta get it
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
You have to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
speaking of free, going back to the business, what mistakes have caused you, you know, an expensive? Has there been an expensive mistake that your business has done or that you have done?
A lot. Yo, a lot. I've had a lot of expensive mistakes.
Yeah.
The one that really comes top of mind is 2023. We ordered 25,000 t-shirts from India.
Wow.
And when we ordered those shirts, it was one of the first containers I ever bought. Before that, I was buying maybe 10,000, 15,000. There were smaller pockets of tees.
Yeah.
I ordered this container for 25,000 shirts, and all the collars were stretched out.
Oh, every single one of them.
We sent a tech, it's called a tech pack in the clothing brand industry, which is what your manufacturer uses to figure out what you even want in your product. And our product designer at that time, he set the measurements of our neckline 1 inch out. And bro, imagine all your shirts just looking like this, like completely stretched out. And
Wide necks.
wide necks. Yo, trust me, yeah, it was crazy.
So what did you do?
We had to send the shipment right back.
Oh shit.
We sent the shipment right back to the manufacturer.
And they returned it.
And they accepted that?
They accepted the product and they never gave our money back.
Oh.
So we had to
shit.
then pay to send the products right back to us because they deemed that, hey, the mistake that we made was completely your
their
fault.
control. Yeah.
not
You know,
their
the products are
fault.
made, the fabric's already used. This is all on you.
Yeah, it's your fuck up.
It's our fault. And we realized at that point after we looked at all the, you know, information that we served them that we were wrong.
Yeah.
So we ended up selling those tees honestly at a great loss. A lot of, you know, local vendors picked those up. Things moved, but took a L.
I took a
Took
I
a
was
L.
gonna say you should have pivoted. I'm sure you did. You should have pivoted and just been like, okay, how can we make this look cool, right?
Yeah.
Stretched out tees or something. I don't know, stretch neck or I don't
Stretched out
know.
necks. It's crazy.
Yeah.
So what did you do with the guy who ordered it? Did you guys
fire him?
You fire him? What'd you do?
Yo, to be honest, I looked at it. So
Oh,
if
okay, so
I look at a tech pack and I feel like I had to do with the error,
Yeah,
you know, you gotta keep the person on, man.
Fair
You
enough.
gotta keep the person on.
fair enough.
I
Okay.
always try to take responsibility for some of these larger issues
Yeah.
that happen in the warehouse because I was set up for it.
Yeah,
I set
yeah,
that
yeah.
person up to make that mistake.
I gotcha. That's fair. That's
Yeah,
fair.
and I guess as you got to learn to trust your team as
Yeah,
well. Is
of
that a
course,
thing
that
that
too.
you as the overseer of this brand, you like figure that you have to trust and delegate your team? Is that something that, or you just have to always make sure you make the executive decision? Like,
I used to be that way. I think everybody starts off a business in a way where they feel like they have to be involved in every decision,
Yep.
yeah,
but you can't grow that way, man. You gotta let people, you know, fit into a role and just do well by the business. So now, to be honest, bro, like when I first started, I would be at the warehouse 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day. You know how like when you're first starting a business, you feel like the work you put in is determined by the hours that you're at the warehouse? It's not like that. You got to let people do their work. You got to do what your role for the business is and let people just figure it out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, $1 million question, if you want to share it, how expensive was that mistake?
It was a $150,000 mistake.
Holy
smokes.
shit.
Yeah. It was a very expensive mistake. These were 220 GSM t-shirts. It was a heavyweight garment. We spent 6 months making it. And yeah, man, after a lot of sampling charges too, we were 150K Canadian in the hole.
Damn.
So after selling all the products, I still probably lost half of that money because we sold them at a loss.
Yeah,
Probably
yeah.
recuperate maybe like a 30% or 40% out of it.
I think we recouped about 30 or 40%. Maximum
Shit.
50, you know.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn. Well, sorry to hear that, and hopefully, you guys made it back and still going. So,
Bro, it's a lesson.
yeah,
it's a
for
beautiful
sure,
lesson.
For
It's a
sure,
It's a beautiful
for
lesson.
sure.
It's a mistake that you can't really look at it as an L,
Yeah,
as a
yeah,
lesson.
not at
you
all,
know?
not at
Turn
all,
the
man.
L's into lesson. And you know
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
One saying that I love the most is like you can't spell millions without a couple L's.
Yeah.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
I like
Right?
that.
That's
I
a
like
banger.
that. I
You know what
like
I'm saying?
that.
It's like gotta
I
go
like
through
that.
them, right? So
That's interesting.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
How do you stay focused when everyone's outside partying and you're trying to stay on top of business?
Oh man, it's tough. It's tough, but man, I try to honestly stay focused because I see where things are going. So like when I'm building the business and I see the results of the time that I put in, it makes you want to stay involved,
Almost just, yeah.
right? So like, to be honest, if I know I'm outside and there's no yield on my time, if I'm out partying or I'm out drinking, not only is it putting a toll on my body, but it's not really helping the people around me or myself. So I'm at a point now where I have a lot of dependents. My parents, I got a little sister in college right now.
Sick.
Nice.
There's a lot of people around me that rely on the business and myself to sustain their life.
To sustain it.
So I cannot be outside doing things that are outside the scope of trying to make things work. You know?
But do you like sometimes tell yourself like, okay, I could be outside and promote my brand, and that way I actually be in front of people's faces instead of always just being like in social media, like promotion. Do you feel that way sometimes?
I do. And that's the way I justify it from time to time.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not going to say I don't go to the club.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'll go sometimes, I'll wear like our merch, throw some shades on, and have a drink or two. So you got to find balance between having a good time, but also prioritizing the business. Like being very aware of what you're building it for and who you're building it for. You know?
It's cool.
Interesting. So you spoke about you're supporting your family, your sister, and your parents.
Yeah.
I'm not sure your background, but what did your parents think of your decision to do this? Like, were they expecting you to be something else, or like
Like a
how
doctor,
did they support you? Yeah,
or like a nurse, a dentist, and then you became
what's your background, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm Punjabi.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Punjabi Indian,
Okay,
yeah.
so I guess parents from that community have a high standard for their. I'm assuming they have a high standard for their kids that they have to be doctors,
100%.
right?
Yeah.
How did your parents?
Perceive you
Right.
like running a clothing brand, a street clothing brand.
Yeah.
Yeah. To make it even worse, I was a used clothing seller when I first started off.
Right.
Like you guys, I don't know if you guys have that same stigma in your cultures, but
Yeah.
my parents don't want me to be at Value Village.
Yeah, of course.
You know?
We all have
Yeah.
immigrant parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah, so trust me, they wanted you like to
Yeah.
go to school, be like on point with your
Yeah,
grades, and
100% on everything.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah.
But they're probably like, what are you
were
doing,
they
man?
supportive? Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
how
so
were
the
they?
way it worked out was 2018, I was first year uni. 1 year later, I wanted to drop out of school. So what I told my parents was that, I feel like I have a business that I could build here. At that time, I had already launched our Shopify. We had a website.
Nice.
Things were going okay. Like, I've never honestly said this out loud, but at that time, we were doing $4,000 in revenue.
Wow.
Okay.
A
But
month?
to a
that's good.
19-year-old kid,
Yeah.
I thought I had made it. I had no concept of profit
Full-time
at that
job.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had no understanding of margins. I
Yeah.
looked at our Shopify dashboard. That said 4,000. I'm like, man, I'm good here.
Yeah.
Right. So I told my parents that I want to drop out of school. My mom, she gave me my full, she gave me all the She gave me the full privilege. She's like, you can drop out.
Green light. She
Oh,
gave you the green
okay.
light.
My mom greenlit me. She's like, you could drop out of school. But my dad,
Dad is not having
My
it.
dad-
Enforcer.
my dad was the enforcer.
The
He's like, you
big
gotta
step, but
go
he's
back.
like, no.
He wasn't having it.
I bet.
So my
Damn.
dad, for a full 2 years, almost every day, would call me, check up on me, be like, when are you going back? No
Yeah.
matter how things were moving at that time, and they were improving, I'd say year by year, but he never thought it to be, a big
Yeah.
deal. I made a video with him actually at the warehouse last year.
Sick,
Our
sick.
content guys, they asked him, they're like, how do you feel about your son dropping out of school now? And he's like, I
There you
still
go,
want him to
see?
go back to school. He's like, I don't
Yo,
care.
shout out to Pops. He's
Yeah,
like, he
yeah,
doesn't
yeah.
care.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care. He's like, you should have something that you could rely on. So
True.
it just goes to show the mindset that, our parents have,
parents,
Yeah,
what they come
yeah.
from. They come
Yeah.
from a time where you physically could not make it without a degree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a form of stability. Like back in the day, I think that's all they knew
Yeah.
was go to school and you will then become successful, right? They didn't realize like there's entrepreneurship. There's all these other things that you could have done, right? That would bring you to the same success
Yeah.
or even more. So
Yeah, no, it's
I
true.
I get it, but
We all get it because it's
Yeah.
like, yo, everyone's parents, like, that
Yeah.
was like their blueprint. You go to school, you become successful.
Yeah,
They don't
yeah.
understand that, like a lot of people that don't go to school are successful nowadays.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't really need that. Like,
yeah, you
if
don't.
you know how to
you don't.
apply yourself in real life,
Yeah.
you can make it.
Yeah.
You know, like your prime example. So,
Yeah.
Bro, Google, Microsoft, they're all hiring now straight out of high school.
Yeah.
Like, they're not looking for a university or college degree anymore.
That's true.
They're checking on if you have the right skill set. I'm telling you, if you're a full stack developer, if you understand Java, CSS, you have a few programming
you're
languages under
hired.
your belt, you're fucking hired.
You're
Yeah.
lit.
You're lit, bro. They don't care if you've studied at fucking UFT or anywhere else.
Yeah.
Not
That-
concerned.
It's so funny. I'm only gonna bring this up because every time, like, we're realtors, right? So
Yeah.
every time we have listings or whatever, if we have a lease, most of the people that apply all have. I'm a what's it called? Stack developer. Because you said that, it triggered it. I'm like, everybody is some sort of a computer engineer of some sort. To me, I find it hilarious. But yeah, anyways, I just
There's a
wanted
new
to-
programming language, it's React. If you know React right now,
yeah.
you're making 250K off the bat.
Really.
Yes. Like, they're so hard to find.
Google this. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, they do well, man.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
do
yeah,
well.
yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's crazy. No,
Yeah.
it's true. Like, it's, if you have these, even like just simple thing as making content nowadays, that is
Yeah.
set skills that you could
Yeah.
reach out to these corporations that they don't have people that make content for them, and
Yeah,
you be,
that's true.
making six figures for them. So it's
Yeah.
like there's different type of jobs that are popping out that our parents are not even aware of, right? Like entrepreneurship is like it's at an all-time
Yeah,
high.
yeah, yeah.
And
Yeah.
using social media, it's at our advantage, and it's very like it's very complicated because the old generation they're confused, they don't know what the heck is
Yeah.
going on. The new generation, they're advanced, they know what the is
Yeah,
going on.
they're the tech age, right? They're the tech age.
Yeah, it's tech.
Yeah, yeah,
age. So how do you how do you implore like people that work for you or with you
Yeah.
to be like to stay ahead of the curve?
Yeah, honestly, to keep the team honestly all aligned ahead of the curve, we're constantly getting involved with one another. Like, our production team is getting involved with our creative team. You guys know what Slack is?
I've heard of it.
It's like a messaging channel.
Yes.
So like our creative team and our production team, they can see everything that's going on between each like communication on the team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we let our creative team get involved with our production team so that they can learn one another. We have team members that join our team in production. They're printing and they're shipping T-shirts, but maybe they are a developer or maybe they do know how to make content.
Skills, yeah.
And they make their way through our entire organization, right? And they could be now working in our, on a director role.
Yeah, yeah.
Sick.
That's awesome.
So-
So, how many people do you have on your team?
We're a total of 16 people now,
16. Wow, good for you.
good
for you.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
for sure.
And where's this the shop located? You said in the east.
So we opened a brand new shop actually 3 months ago.
Okay.
It's in Markham now.
That looks fire. I like the lights in there, the whole interior design.
Yeah.
It looks crazy.
Oh, you seen the new shop? The photos and stuff?
I see the photos. Yeah, we definitely gotta come visit you.
Yeah,
Come
man,
by,
for
man.
Sure. Yeah.
For sure. I'll make you guys some crazy Richdiet merch, man.
Bro.
That'd be
Yeah.
awesome. Icy Rich Diet.
Bro.
I'll make it
Collab,
happen.
Let's do it.
Bro,
Yeah.
Let's do
that's
it.
something we actually needed too, because
Yeah.
we were like shopping around trying to figure out like a good merch, a good quality, or just like someone that's like reliable, like, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
we'll definitely
Yeah.
have to spin.
Speaking of,
Yeah.
of good quality, so this is probably a selfish question. So what's the brand called? Uniqlo.
Yeah.
So I love their T-shirts. I
love
think it's
Uniqlo.
called a Pima cotton or something like that.
Mhm.
Where do you find that for even cheaper than what they're charging? I mean, it's $24, $24. But if you're the plug, where can we get it?
Yo, if I'm not mistaken, Pima refers to an area where that cotton is milled.
Yeah,
Like
I
Pima
think
is a
so.
place in Europe, if I'm not
it?
mistaken.
Okay, yeah,
I gotta fact check this, to be honest.
I think you're right because I was
Am
doing
I
some
right?
research,
Yeah.
and so Pima is it is a type of cotton,
Uh-huh.
and it's like it makes the thickness of it. So what it is like it's heavier. It's just a heavier feeling shirt. It's thicker. It just looks nice. It doesn't wrinkle.
Yeah.
Or not. It's not supposed to wrinkle. So I'm always trying to figure out where they get this shirt because I want to buy it in bulk instead of paying $24 or $30 for the T-shirt. I want to buy I don't know.
It's cotton from
15
Peru.
Peru,
Yeah.
yes.
So it's
yeah.
all cotton from that one area that's being milled.
Yeah.
And you could really only find it from that one region.
Really?
So
Yeah.
that,
So,
okay,
but how
so
they selling it so cheap if it's like such a like
they probably have the market. They tap the market. And
Like Peru, I don't think has a high cost of living
yeah.
or even
Yeah.
labor that they're charging. So you can get away
so
at
where
good
do
rates.
you outsource your your quality stuff like?
without giving away.
Yo, no, honestly, bro, I post my manufacturers online.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
yeah, I see
Yeah.
something about Vietnam.
Yeah.
Is that like one
Vietnam
of
was it Vietnam or Korea? Korea,
your,
right?
no, Vietnam.
We've done Vietnam too.
Oh.
Like we
something
work with, to
about-
be honest, now like
you
over a dozen manufacturers.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't even really rely on one these days.
True.
But we mostly work with manufacturers as of 2025 in China.
China, okay.
Bro, the Chinese will never do you wrong.
They will always cut the price. They cut
Yeah.
the plug's price. They don't care.
Yeah.
Bro. The Chinese will.
Those are people of ethics, man.
Yeah.
Like they are so focused on delivering the product and actually taking care of you. Like I have visited now, bro, over 100 manufacturers. I visited manufacturers from my own country, and I tell people all the time, don't even work with manufacturers in India.
Yeah.
It's China. These people will do you
China,
so
Really
right.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I heard like a lot of manufacturers from like India and Pakistan are scammers.
You're completely right.
Wow.
Is that a thing or is actually it's true?
It is a true fact.
Wow.
Like honestly, bro, I hate to look like the kind of person scamming and say that my people are scamming, but yeah, they are. Yeah, no, honestly, they look like me, to be honest, and they're in every clothing brand's comments. You guys ever go to a clothing brand's Instagram? In the comments, it says, yo, manufacturer here, manufacturer here.
Yeah.
You seen that? And they're doing that because, yo, a lot of people actually will contact them and be like, I'm down. And now these people,
Interesting.
they'll make them a fire sample, the manufacturer, and then on the bulk, they'll completely
Fuck them.
fuck them.
Damn.
Completely. And it's happening a lot.
And what can you do about it? Like
Nothing.
if you can't really do anything about it. If you buy it in bulk and your order is messed up, you can't really like see how that one order you said you returned that.
Yeah.
And they kind of like were like, no, we're not doing it because it's your fault. But if you're buying from these guys bulk, there's no like,
Yeah, like, will they return it? Like
will they
if it's
return it? Like, what would happen? Or they just like they just go ghost.
You know, yo, I tell people it really depends on your payment method. Like
Okay.
if you pay with credit card, a chargeback will go a long way, no matter the size. And if you didn't get the goods or if the goods didn't meet the criteria
Yeah.
of that invoice, you'll get your money back.
Okay.
But if you pay direct deposit, which is like the Canadian e-transfer,
Yeah.
you're done. You're done. The
Yeah.
money's gone. It hit their account. It's over.
Yeah. Probably transferred into a bunch of different accounts.
toast.
It's gone.
And if you send it in crypto, you're a
Yeah,
done.
you can't get that back.
You're done. Yeah, that's not gonna work out.
Damn.
Wow.
So just have to be careful, man. Pick the right payment method.
Yeah.
You know, the Chinese, people in Vietnam, these people will take credit card. And if somebody is trying to lure you into only paying direct deposit or they want you to pay in a method that you can't get your money back on, that's a red flag.
Okay.
That's a
so
big
that's a
red
good
flag.
point. Yeah, that's a good
game,
point for
game.
anybody trying to do that. So
I like
that's
that.
good. That's good.
Yeah, don't pay crypto, man.
Yeah.
No.
Crypto's gone.
No crypto.
I had to
smokes.
pay somebody in crypto one time, and I sent it to a wrong address.
How?
and,
You have
bro,
crypto?
Yeah, like sometimes you send somebody money like crypto, you don't do crypto payments.
Nah, never. I'm seeing it more often, but I've never like.
Yeah, it's
No Bitcoin, eh?
it's a thing.
I mean, I watch the markets every day, literally every day, but no Bitcoin. Like I don't.
I'll set the record straight. 10% of ICY's balance sheet is in Bitcoin.
Okay.
So we've been investing heavily since 2018.
Yeah, nothing wrong with listen.
Yeah.
Get your money
Smart.
where.
No, that's smart.
Yeah.
Trust me. Like if I buy a stock in the morning and it goes up 10 cents, 20 cents, I'm out.
For sure.
Right. I'm collecting my money and I'm going back in. Right. I'm just.
You're day trading.
Right. But absolutely, I would do the same thing. I know if Bitcoin's gonna, economists are saying it's gonna hit 200,000.
For sure.
Who
The
fuck
thing is,
knows?
everybody thinks about crypto in relation to dollars.
Yeah.
Right. And you mentioned that, there's a whole bunch of people that are flocking to it. They're
Yeah.
saying that this has value.
Yeah.
But that's like most things in modern history. If people flock to either a brand or they flock to even, the Canadian dollar. Canadian dollar, everyone is bought into it because the government is backing it.
Yeah.
Right. People have bought into it because we've all come to the conclusion that we could use this to buy goods and services.
Right.
Right. But the beauty of Bitcoin is that it is the only form of currency that the banks can't take from you. The government can't come and collect it.
Yeah.
If you put your Bitcoin on a hard wallet, you own that.
Yeah.
Like that is, nobody can take that away from you. But you guys have heard of bank accounts being seized in Canada,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
happened often.
Yeah.
All
yeah,
the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people get their bank
But
accounts seized.
but regardless, that like if people stop using it,
Yeah.
it then becomes devalued. So it's just a matter of time before people start. And I don't want it to do this, but I'm just saying it's like at any moment we can start saying we're not going to value, like I'm not going to fuck with this.
I don't think that's gonna happen, bro. It's
You
too
know what
deep,
it is, bro?
I might be wrong, absolutely, but I'm saying that could be for anything that us humans do. Like
Like we gotta have another war, like a World War III to happen for people to be like, "Fuck Bitcoin."
Yeah.
we gotta worry about real life shit. We're
Yeah,
not
I
giving a
don't
fuck
know.
about no digital currency.
Yeah.
like-
yeah.
That's what it is. When an
that's-
ecosystem
that's-
is so big though, bro, like when there's so many people that are involved in a project like Bitcoin,
Yeah.
you get to a
Yeah.
point where you're too big to fail.
Yeah, you're
Right?
Too big
Like
to
makes
fail.
sense.
we
That
could say
makes
that
sense.
about some of the larger companies right now that are on the NASDAQ and are publicly traded. Like
Yeah.
Apple is too big to fail. Microsoft will never fail. It's fucking impossible.
Tesla
Yeah.
was too big to fail. Look at people came together and they tanked that thing.
No,
It went
it's not failing.
Short-term
bro.
pullback.
It's-
yeah,
it's
short-term
okay.
pullback.
Call it
Yeah.
what you want, short-term pullback, whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
like that short-term pullback.
But bro, that's
Yeah.
that's an indication or a sample of what people could do if they really came together.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? So like just thinking about that, it's like these people are lighting cars on fire. It's like crushing the stock, selling, trying to devalue the stock to try to go to zero because Elon Musk's his what's it called, his investment or whatever, he has, I think it's like 12 billion shares or some ridiculous amount of money,
Yeah.
right? Or amount of shares, so it's like, and which equates to a lot of money, right? But yeah, imagine like it was 480 in November.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it dropped as low as almost 220, on 199.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah. It's down
Like-
over 40% from all-time highs.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. I like
Yeah.
what he says. It's a short-term pullback. It's
Yeah.
not permanent. Like it's just temporary, brother. I'm telling you.
It's for sure.
temporary.
I'm not
Elon,
saying
like,
you guys are wrong.
Tesla's come on, like the trend is like people are bashing him up because he's freaking paired up
But-
with Trump.
Right.
I get it. Like
I'm not saying you guys
the
are wrong. I'm not
Democrats
saying
are
I'm
coming
right.
for him. Whatever.
guys
But
are
you make a good
absolute-
point, bro.
right.
Power of the people.
That's
When
what
When
that's
people all
it
come
is.
together, and if
Yeah.
everybody says, "Yo, F Tesla," it can go
It can
far.
collapse.
Like
Anything
I'll
can
agree with
happen.
that. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
I'm-
where I'm getting at. It's like if we think smarter as a whole,
Yeah.
we can have the control back from the elites, from the rich, from anybody. Right? There's
Yeah.
more of us, less of them. What are they gonna do? Start throwing money at people? if we all work together, we can destroy it. I mean,
Yeah.
it is what that's conspiracy now at this
But
point.
yo, conspiracies aside, I feel like the US dollar and the Canadian dollar someday will fall. Like
Yeah,
it's not gonna
absolutely.
have the value
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
had. Like
Yeah.
every modern civilization has had their currency completely wiped.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
always happened, dating
Yeah.
back thousands of years.
Yeah, yeah.
So there's gonna come a point where if everybody, like you said, your point made, right? If everybody comes into unison
Yeah.
and they say that the Canadian dollar doesn't have the value anymore, and in relation to the US, it
Yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah,
Right?
Yeah, it's dropped significantly now.
So much.
Yeah,
6
yeah,
months ago, we were at, against the US dollar, we were at 1.36.
Yeah, I think 1.3. Yeah.
Now we're at, 1.42,
144, yes.
144.
Yeah,
Is
I
it?
seen
Yeah.
I seen 144. I was like,
Terrible.
holy shit.
Yeah.
Terrible.
So, your
Yeah.
your dollar in Canada has completely lost its value.
Yeah.
So now as a Canadian, do I put my money in US dollar? Do I leave it in Canadian dollar or do I buy
It's
Bitcoin?
too high now.
Buy
And for me,
Bitcoin.
the obvious bet is buy Bitcoin.
Buy Bitcoin,
Yeah.
For sure. It's a hedge
But
against
What about like buying gold?
I buy gold too.
Okay,
Yeah.
smart.
But the thing about gold is that unless you get certificates from the bank, which you can
Yeah.
do,
Yeah.
you got to hold on to it, and now
Yeah,
you're held liable.
yeah,
Whereas
yeah.
you could travel all across the world with
With-
2 billion on a USB
On a
stick, and
USB
you're
stick,
good.
You're good. Yeah,
No
you
one's
don't
gonna
have
know.
To worry about carrying gold and shit,
Yeah.
or getting mugged and freaking in the
Yeah.
streets and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, that's smart. That's smart.
Yeah, that's interesting. But that's
Yeah.
good though. It's good that you guys are diversifying and that you're thinking ahead because in case of any, future economic crisis, you guys are still covered.
100%.
Yeah.
And I'd say it's a very small portion. We don't act crazy aggressive in crypto,
Yeah.
but I think every person needs at least 10% of their savings in
Yeah.
crypto if something was to go sideways with Canadian dollar.
Did you buy the Trump coin?
I did not.
Oh man, I seen that at $4 at $4.97.
Yeah.
And literally overnight, then it started going to 10.
I seen that. I
13.
seen that they're coming up with a new coin now, like something about his son.
Yeah,
behind
Barron.
it.
No, that's old.
His
That's
wife's
old.
coin,
Yeah.
Melinda coin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a lot
Belinda?
of-
Belinda? What is it?
Melinda or-
Melinda, yeah, it's a lot of foolery.
Yeah,
Yeah,
avoid
so-
the meme coins though. That's my thing.
Yeah, of
I never
course.
bought Doge, never bought any of the
Ah,
bullshit, man.
So
I
what
bought-
if what if someone comes and proposes to you, be like, yo, Manik, let's do an icy coin. What are we doing?
I see meme coin.
Oh, I wouldn't want to get caught on that side of the world, bro. I don't want to be involved on rug pulls.
You don't want to do a
Or a
hop
meme
2-on-1 with the way she rug pulled everyone.
She went goals, didn't she?
She did.
She lost. Nobody can find her.
Shit.
It's all a distraction, man. I'm a Bitcoin maximalist, bro.
Okay.
You honestly, you guys talk crypto around the wrong person because
Yeah.
if you get me started, it's a long day today.
Yeah,
Long
yeah.
day. I need
What?
water already.
Trust
Yeah,
me, trust me. Might have to get that monster in the car.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
That's hilarious. I mean, yeah, no, that's good. So, real question.
Yeah.
If you had $0, how would you start again the brand?
Oh, it's a great question. I'll tell you how I started when I actually had zero back in 2017. So I had a job after Subway. I was working at the thrift store, Value Village. And when I got that job, I realized that the employee discount was 50%. So I can go into Value, resell clothes and then put them onto eBay, Etsy, some kind of marketplace and make my money bit by bit. But even if you don't have a job, the easiest way to start from zero is by reselling. Reselling vintage clothing, reselling sneakers. That is the way to start from scratch. You can walk into a thrift store right now. You could find a Harley Davidson t-shirt for $45.
Yeah, I saw that
You'd buy
shit.
it for $3
Yeah.
and you'd make that spread in between.
Yeah.
And if you do that on repeat, which is what I did for, 4 years of my life, you will make your first 100K, your first M. It's very
Interesting,
possible.
interesting.
It's very possible.
Yeah.
I like
Speaking,
that.
speaking of vintage stores, what was the coolest thing that you found in Value Village? Because, like, I know people that thrift, I know people that go there, and I'll go with them just to see, and I'm just like, why are you spending so much time in here? Like,
Yeah.
It's like treasure hunting, bro.
yeah, I know, and
Yeah.
it's me saying that because it's not my thing. It's not interesting to me. Interesting to them, absolutely right. But what's the coolest thing? Because every time I go, I'm like, I don't even know what I'm looking for. So what did you find that you were able to sell even for the highest amount or whatever? That was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I found a lot of cool things, man, over my time. The coolest piece that I actually bought off somebody that found in a thrift store was a Patagonia Supreme jacket. So it was a collab that never happened. Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, Supreme ripped off. You guys know Patagonia?
Yeah.
Supreme ripped off the Patagonia logo and they put a little, Supreme on the
Yeah.
Patagonia mountain.
Okay.
Supreme ended up getting a cease and desist by Patagonia and they had to take down and burn all the garments.
Oh, so it never launched.
like it was
Never launched.
That was like a sample, probably like piece that you found.
It was a sample piece. So now that sample jacket that never got burnt is on eBay and marketplaces for $8,000, $9,000.
And you found that jacket.
And that jacket is in one of my storage units right now.
Wow.
You know, so
good for you, man. That's fucking
cool.
great.
So that's one of the many pieces I've found. You know, I've also found 3D emblem Harley Davidson t-shirts.
Sick.
3D emblem Harley Davidson shirts are these like really like funny cartoony tees that got made in the 80s. Every shirt goes for $600 minimum.
Wow.
Right? And if you find a lot of them, like if you find a full lot, like somebody
Yeah.
that just gave them away not knowing what 3D emblem was, you know, you're walking away with a couple grand.
Wow. So
Right.
there is real money in it.
Yeah.
There is serious money in vintage.
Yeah.
There is serious. I know millionaires that are in the vintage clothing industry. They have stores across Toronto,
Yeah.
but they're silent. They don't make content on the internet. They don't want people to know what they're doing.
Interesting.
Very low key.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know some guys too. Like I love vintage. I love copying and the cool little graphic tee.
Yeah, I got to
And
bite
it's-
your style one day, but
yeah.
I can't like
You just gotta give it a try, bro. You can't say I can't.
Bro,
You gotta give it a try. This guy
Bro,
likes his Uniqlo and Zara's, and I'm like, gotta stop with that fast.
not even
fashion.
Zara. I just bro, shorts and a t-shirt. I'm
Yeah, he's
I'm
very-
Adam
very
Sandler type
Yeah.
of like feel, bro.
I just took in. This is a full custom.
yeah.
No way.
yeah.
That's tough.
Yeah.
Who made that?
Me.
You made
Not
that?
like no, I got it made, but I made the logo and shit myself. But I got it from some company from here actually.
Yeah.
Stalls Canada or some shit like that.
Oh, they're big.
yeah.
They do
yeah,
good
yeah.
work. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
so-
Yeah, so you must know all the manufacturers in Toronto and Canada.
All of them, man. All of them.
And you said you visited some. You been to China?
I've been to China. I'm going again in 6 weeks.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah.
How's China?
It's one of the safest places
Really?
in the world. Yeah. One of my
Really?
favorite countries.
Really?
Bro, I would live in China.
Really?
I promise you.
Interesting.
What the perception of China is in Canada and the US is all fabricated.
Of course. of
They make you
course.
think that China is this very dangerous,
Dirty,
strange, dirty
yeah.
place, racist.
Yeah.
Bro, I've never had a group of people embrace me the way I got embraced in China.
Really?
I got picked up from the
Interesting.
airport. They took me out to dinner. They found me a place to stay.
Wow.
And every single day I was taken care of by these people.
Wow.
Not only just manufacturers, but like local residents that you just end up vibing with and meeting on the street.
That's cool. That's cool. That's good to hear, man.
Yeah.
Like, you know, this whole stigma of like all these, you know, cultures being bashed and shit. So,
Yeah.
serious question: how do you feel about what's happening right now with like people bashing, you know, people like, you know, of your background, Punjabi, Indian, you know, saying like, you know, these guys got to get out of here. Like, how do you feel about that? Like, what's your take on it?
You know, it hurts to see that people are trying to, you know, speak negatively about new immigrants to Canada, not understanding that majority of our country is built off the backs of these people.
Yeah.
You know, we're three immigrants, all three of us have immigrant parents.
Yeah.
So I know the upbringing my parents had when they first got here. And a lot of the culture that we're seeing and we're not trying to embrace because we feel like these people don't belong here, it's incorrect. Right? We need to embrace these people the way people embraced our parents.
Yeah.
Because a lot of these people that are in those hate comments saying, send these people back, deport them, I promise you, their parents are immigrants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
So, like, I mean, it's...
They're probably just, you know, like they've been here longer and they
Yeah.
feel like entitled.
Yeah.
And they feel like, oh, I was born here or something, right?
Yeah.
And they say outlandish shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I see the main issue a lot. It goes to the way people don't conform to Western society. Like if you know people coming
Yeah,
from
but
third
I
world
think that's coming
countries,
up. I think that's becoming a thing nowadays. It's like,
Yeah.
you know, people are they're not embracing Canada when they come, right? They want to people want to come to Canada and then have their own culture. But it's funny you say that because I seen the podcast of David the guy, you guys seen him. He's an Iranian billionaire. He's got like
David Bateman or something.
Yeah, I think so.
I think
So he was talking to somebody, I think he was talking to a Canadian politician, and he said, why is there so much immigrants in Canada? And he said that Canada has built this thing about multiculturalism. So people come here and they just, you know, they don't become patriotic, right? So like in the States, if you're in the States, it doesn't matter what the fuck you are. You could be Arab, Indian, Black,
Mexican,
Chinese.
whatever, yeah.
You are either Chinese American, African American, Indian American, Arab American.
Yeah, it's all
You're
about being
always
a-
American at
Always.
the end of the day, right? And they hang their flags proudly.
True,
You know,
true,
whereas
true.
here we've built this liberal idea of everybody's included, which is not wrong, but at the same time, it kind of took us away from what Canada is, right?
Deep,
So that was his answer.
deep.
Yeah.
Canada's built off of all of our backs,
it
man.
is,
But
but
yeah,
you're
we're all
right.
Canadians at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Oh,
and I think
Canadian.
that's
Yeah.
what people are. That's what people are having a hard time. Is like, they want to be so patriotic now that the people that have been here, like even myself, when I was many years ago, I would have been like, I'm not Canadian, man. I'm Lebanese. Like, fuck Canada, right?
Yeah.
But now it's like, no, I'm embracing Canada. I've lived here. This is my home. You know,
I
fuck
think
it.
we
I'm
don't-
Canadian.
We don't have that spirit of being patriotic here.
Yeah,
Not like,
yeah.
like our friends in the States, right?
And we're afraid to say that, right?
Yeah.
It's like we think that we're gonna forget our culture, and it's like, no, I'm still Lebanese at heart. Like, if I see another Lebanese person,
You're
hey,
showing love.
Yeah,
for
like,
sure. Yeah.
I love
No
you, man.
doubt.
You know, like,
Yeah.
so I think that's what it is. I think it's just that we're not so patriotic.
We're not. But the commonality between you and that same Lebanese person is you guys are Canadian as well.
Yeah,
But you guys don't
exactly.
even acknowledge that fact,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
But
exactly.
man, it hurts is the point. You know,
Yeah,
it definitely
for
hurts to
sure,
see
for
people
sure.
speak negatively about new immigrants.
yeah,
immigrants,
Right.
for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
So what would you say your advice would be for people like that want to do business with you but might look at you like different because of your background?
Honestly, I never thought about that really, because I've never ever felt like I've ever been profiled being like Punjabi or being Indian in manufacturing or even running a clothing brand. Like, I'm in an industry right now that's predominantly probably run by like African, Jamaican streetwear culture,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
There's a lot of, I'd say, you know, for lack of better words, black culture that's involved in the apparel industry.
Yeah.
But I've always been embraced by people of walks of different background. White, black, Hispanic, it's never really
You
mattered.
never felt anything.
But I also feel like it's the person who's also projecting it too. Like, if I was looking for it, I could probably find some form of racism out there.
yeah,
But I don't
yeah,
think
yeah.
about it, so I don't really
see
acknowledge
it,
it either. Right?
You don't see it.
Yeah.
That's a good way too. Like, you just gotta
Yeah.
kind of just silence it and just focus on the brand.
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
So what's in the works for ICY? Like, what you got planned for the year? What you guys are working on? Any special drops? Any special events?
Yeah. Yo, we're opening up a new warehouse right now in Houston, Texas.
No way.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
That
So
must be big.
it's big, man. It's big because, you know, a month ago I put out a video saying we were opening up a warehouse in Florida.
Okay.
What ended up happening was that we applied for our E2, our expansion visa for business last year, and we've been picking between a few states as to where we'd want to put the business. And I've been traveling for the last 5 weeks. This is my first week home in a
Back,
minute.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I've been bouncing between state to state. And for an e-com business right now, there's no better place to be than Texas.
Texas, yeah.
Nice.
Taxes are cheaper, probably.
It's the taxes. It's the fact that it's a central location in the U.S.
It is.
Shipping prices are great. It's also the culture of garments.
Yeah.
Like, bro, 70% of people in Miami can't even speak English. It's a Spanish-speaking
Yeah.
state.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
So I'm moving around, and bro, you guys been to Miami?
Yeah.
Beautiful city.
I love Miami.
I love. You hate
I love
Miami?
Miami,
What?
dude.
How?
Why would
You're
you
the
hate
first person to
Miami?
ever say that.
Miami's
No way.
beautiful. He hasn't seen the good side of Miami.
Really? Yeah. It's my favorite city. I'd say, like, for vibe, culture,
Vibes,
the weather,
But even fashion.
but even fashion, man. People are very well dressed there.
Mm-hmm.
But when you spend enough time there as a non-Spanish speaking person, it hits you
It's frustrating.
Yeah.
that I don't belong here. you
That's
know?
funny. But Texas,
Texas
I mean,
is
you
good.
get to bear arms
Yeah.
if you're into that. Like, yeah.
Yeah. No, I got my license even in Canada, man.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys too?
Yeah, I
This
got
guy,
it. I
Yeah.
got
I'm
it.
actually
Yeah.
about to work on mine.
We'll get you yours. Don't worry.
Yeah, no,
I
you
know.
should.
I know a guy that knows a guy. Well, I know the guy. So
you know
don't
the
worry.
guys. Yeah.
You can get it easily, no?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, for
awesome.
sure. It's completely legal to even talk about it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I
of
agree, I agree.
course.
So, but
Yeah.
talk about Texas, Houston, Texas. This expansion.
Yeah.
When is it happening? This year?
So, you know, we're expecting to close on a commercial property within the next 60 days.
Oh, sick.
Bro, the thing is, like, I'm a young founder, right? I'm 25 years old.
Nice.
We have an LLC that's only a year old.
Okay.
They're not looking at our Canadian history.
Yeah.
They don't care
Yeah.
about the
they
fact that
don't,
we've
they
been
don't.
operating the business here since 2019. They're like, I don't
They don't
care.
give a
Yeah.
shit.
They're just looking at your business history and what your financials are for your U.S. corp.
Yeah. Yeah.
So since we don't have a lot of business history there, it's been a challenge.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd say, man, we're gonna have a spot within the next couple months.
But if you don't mind me asking, because I know a little bit of like that stuff. Who do you bank with right now?
I bank with First Citizens Bank. It's a smaller
Oh,
bank in the
interesting.
U.S.
Okay,
I've
yeah,
heard of
yeah.
First Citizen,
You have, yeah.
Yeah, but no, the reason why I ask is because I know RBC does cross-border,
NTD.
yeah, NTD, but
RBC
they do
NTD.
cross-border loans. So they I don't know if they would use your Canadian history to give you that loan for whatever it is if you need a loan, right? Yeah.
Yeah, for us, we're not even looking for capital. We're looking for just getting into the right warehouse spot.
Right. Okay. So,
Like, we're not looking to
okay.
buy.
Oh, so
like-
they're looking at your financials to make sure that you can continue making
The lease.
payments on the lease. Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
they
I
just
gotcha,
want
I
us to be able to
gotcha.
get in
Yeah,
there.
Yeah. So similar to here, which makes sense.
Yeah, standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's standard.
Think about any warehouse between the sizes of 10 to 15,000 square feet.
Yeah. Wow.
Is they are analyzing every last detail about you, your business, every last
Yeah.
person that's going to be working there. Whereas when I was looking at warehouses that were between 3 to 6,000 square feet, that it's so easy. You send them literally proof of funds. You send them, your articles of incorporation, and you got a spot in 30 days.
That's
But
awesome.
when you're moving when you're moving for a larger warehouse, they're gonna try to press you.
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
they don't want to continue. They don't want to keep, revolving, like putting it up on the market, taking it off, putting it up on the market.
Yeah,
taking
they
it-
want a
yeah,
long-term tenant, right?
They want a long-term, reliable tenant that's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
actually stay there
Because
and
it's-
pay
yeah,
on
yeah.
time.
Pay on time.
So I've been, I feel like I know we're a good candidate. It's just a matter of presenting it to the right person.
Yeah,
There's a lot of, I'd say, scrappy, shitty units, and these guys are begging for us to get in there, but we just can't do those ones.
I see that.
Interesting.
So you have your website that
Yeah.
you sell your merch, and I believe you do these pop-ups
Yeah.
here and there. And then what other forms do you use to sell like your merch?
Yeah. So, our business is broken up into two sections.
Okay.
We're primarily a custom apparel manufacturer.
Oh, a custom. Okay.
Yeah. So everything we do is made by us, not only for our retail brand, but we make custom merch for brands all across
All
the
other
GTA
brands, okay.
and the US.
Which is one of us soon to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So,
Yeah.
we've made merch for a lot of Punjabi artists from India.
Sick,
We've made
sick.
merch for local Toronto artists as well.
Sidhu Muswala.
Oh, brother, of course.
the guy.
R.I.P. Sidhu, man. R.I.P.
That's the
Sidhu.
goat.
Yeah, he is the guy. I wish I could have worked with him, but
Yeah.
he's a great. He's from Brampton as well.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
yeah.
I know.
He's from the city. You guys both know him, eh?
Yeah. He put me on to him.
Yeah, he's a
legend.
guy.
Yeah.
He's a guy. Apparently, he has a track with Drake in the vault. That's a rumor.
I've been hearing.
Yeah, that'd be wicked to hear. Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
no, like something about Drake gave him a shout out too, because we
Yeah.
we actually did an episode with Jag Meek's brother,
Gurtan.
Gurtan.
Yeah, I heard of him.
Yeah, we did it, and he was telling us a lot of the history of
Yeah.
Sidhu, and it was cool to
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
kind of get a little insight of like, oh shit, the movement is happening in the music space.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
So
But yeah.
Speaking of all of this, what would be your ideal collab?
Ideal collab?
Yeah.
Like to make merch for?
Yeah, like who would you want to work with? Like what other
what
brands?
brand?
Yeah.
What brand would I want to collab with?
Don't
Yeah.
say Supreme,
No, definitely not. Definitely not.
but it would be a good look.
Yeah, no. Yo, I love my Toronto brands.
True.
Like, there's a few brands in the city that I've always thought to collaborate with.
Yeah.
There's a great brand right now. It's called One of One. They make like these handbags. They're very, very undercover.
Yeah.
Like, it's a very much like if you know kind of brand,
Yeah.
but also a Brampton-based brand. Every Toronto artist right now is wearing it, but it's very niche.
Okay.
So
One of one.
It's called One of One, yeah.
One,
But I would prefer to work with brands that people don't know about. Like you said, you're like,
Yeah.
yo, Supreme. Don't say Supreme, or don't say. What'd you say?
So Supreme.
You said Supreme, right? Yeah, don't say Supreme. You don't want to say like a very obvious
But
brand.
then again, it could be your dream, right? That is maybe a milestone dream for you, like a milestone goal, right? For you to like work with a mega brand, Supreme, do a collab.
Yeah.
I think it's a big deal, but I feel like Supreme has lost their like
Their
litness,
sauce.
They lost their
sauce.
touch.
They lost it.
They lost their touch, yeah. The
Yeah.
community just is not there anymore.
It's not like no one cares about the drops no more. No one-
Everybody went from like skateboard culture to now runners and like running culture. So now if you're
yeah.
a brand that's trying to launch in the
Aloe.
running space, aloe, come on.
Lululemon.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those days are now in.
I need to get some aloes. I was looking online the other day. I'm like, I need
Bro,
to
that
get some
came out of
aloes.
nowhere and just started taking over.
They're
Like
sick.
it doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. I'm just like
On Cloud. You guys heard of that brand?
Yeah.
OCs.
OCs, yeah.
Oh, the shoes.
The shoes.
Yeah,
But
I
they
thought
also
they were
have
QCs.
No, but they also have apparel too.
Yeah. Okay. That's crazy.
Well, okay, major brand. Who would be your ideal like collab?
Yeah. So we sell graphic tees. If you guys ever been on our website, we sell hip hop inspired, sports inspired graphic tees.
I see that. Yeah.
The only brand I think doing graphic tees better than us is Hellstar.
Okay.
So they're founders that are young. The founders are like what, 28, 29, Hellstar Shawnee.
Yeah.
So I would like to work with a brand like Hellstar that specializes in graphic tees.
That's
cool.
They're doing their thing too because all of their garments are made in-house, all by their team. We do the same thing. So I think two, not only apparel manufacturers, but brands coming together would be beautiful.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Okay, and what artists would you want to collab with? Like, what artists would you want to do, like fashion or design their outfit for, say, a music video?
Yeah,
Or like their whatever tour
Yeah,
or
yeah.
something.
100%. I really want to design. You guys know who No Cap is?
Yeah.
No Cap,
from
Rilo.
From Alabama.
Yeah, from Alabama.
Yeah, those guys.
Rilo. I listen to a lot of Lil Baby. So
Yeah.
I would love to design their merch because I've seen some of their merch tour stuff and it's not up to par.
Okay, you're saying you could do it better.
I think we could do it a
Sauce
lot
them up.
better.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Sauce
could
them
sauce them up. Yeah. So my prediction is that in the next like 5 to 6 years, we're gonna be doing everybody's merch in the hip hop industry because we've been making graphic tees for a long time now. We got graphic designers in house. We got a few guys in Indonesia, and I think if somebody wants to get their merch done well, they got to do it from us.
We need a
Yeah,
Rich
exactly.
Diet merch
graphic,
graphic tee.
yeah,
Your face
100%.
and my face on
Bro,
it.
all of that, like the logo, everything, like sauces up. You know?
Oh,
was
we
telling
should
you-
do a
yeah.
whole we should do everybody that's been on the pod on the tee.
Their faces.
Yeah,
that would be
cool.
excessive. That would be a bit excessive.
Come on,
bro.
you don't see those tees, those graphic tees where you see like a whole bunch of random people's faces.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I see
That'd be
those.
cool.
But I'm talking about like something really cool, like where
Okay,
it's just
fine,
like
we
a
put you and I- you
graphic,
and I,
like,
yeah.
like it has like a date, like EST,
Yeah, that'd be cool,
2023, this, the Toronto, like
Yeah.
like a mic, like some crazy cool.
I was telling Venkat though, like I'd say branding wise, you guys hit it out the park, man.
Really?
Yeah, like Rich Diet is a fire name.
Thank you,
Super
thank you.
original. Yeah, where does it come from?
I think I used to just always say like I'm on a diet, and then like and then I was just like the word rich just came around like on some like when you bump in like these artists like Rich the Kid, and
Yeah.
like oh I want to be rich, this. So it's like yo, I'm on a diet that is rich. And I'm like I'm on a rich diet. Then it's just like a thing, and
Yeah.
then it expanded to like more of a mindset and a lifestyle, more of like I'm always gonna be living and thinking in a rich diet, like realm, like always
Yeah.
in that realm of like trying to uplift myself, always on a positive note, always motivate others, just on a
Yeah.
rich diet.
It's like you're consuming the right things.
Right.
You know what? You guys heard the saying, what you consume is who you
what
become.
eat.
Yeah,
it's
right?
exactly.
Yeah, it's like recipe, right?
Yeah.
A recipe for your diet. You have a recipe of success. That's the Rich Diet lifestyle. That's our that's our brand. That's what it is.
100%.
So,
No, we appreciate you for
Yeah,
saying
man.
that because that
Yeah,
means a lot. That means a lot. That means
for sure.
Rich
We're
Diet's-
doing something right.
We're doing something right.
Nah, bro, I think you guys could turn it into a brand. Like it has
for
like this
sure.
like really strong feeling.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah,
about
yeah.
earlier. There's a
Yeah.
feeling behind the name.
Yeah.
And you guys had the clean handle too. So you guys have really thought about the branding and
Oh
stuff.
yeah, we
Yeah,
did.
yeah,
That's
absolutely.
him right there with the
Yeah.
the
Solid.
technical creating.
Yeah,
He's really on
Appreciate
the
it.
editing and
Yeah.
coming up with that part. So we both complement each other in
Yeah,
terms
for
of
sure. For sure.
pursuing
For
this
sure.
brand and bringing
Yeah.
it to life.
One last
Oh, yeah.
I got one question. I
Yeah,
don't
go-
it
no,
doesn't
ask
have to be
it,
the
ask
last
it.
question, but what are the top 5 things you can't live without in Toronto?
Ooh, big one, man. Big one.
Yeah.
Top 5 things I can't live without in Toronto.
Yeah, and it could be anything, be food, be, whatever.
Yeah. I'd say, I feel like we got the best food in the world. Like,
Facts.
despite all my traveling, there's a time of the year where I always come back to Toronto, and that's when it hits April. April to August, we got the best food.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
true.
I gotta say, like, you guys ever been down to Brampton?
Yeah.
I cannot live without my Punjabi food from my city.
I was gonna say, so what is finish that.
Yeah,
Finish
I'd say like there's a few restaurants in the city that no matter where I'm at in the world, like I'm thinking about them nonstop.
Really?
So when you said like Toronto, I'm thinking the full GTA.
Mm-hmm.
I cannot live without King Tandoori.
Okay.
I cannot live without I can't live without Popular Pizza. It's a pizza
Okay.
joint up in my city.
Okay.
Those are like all time, man.
All time.
Popular
I'm gonna need
pizza,
to come up
okay.
with 3 more, but I think the food really is what I come to my city for.
Have
Yeah.
you heard of Urban Maharajas?
Urban Maharajas, where's that at?
It's an Indian food spot. They have one in like I think Caledon and then one downtown. I've been going to the one downtown. It's
Yeah.
fire.
Yeah.
Fire, bro.
That's what I wanted to ask. I wanted to say, what's your recommendation for the best Punjabi restaurant we should go to?
Oh.
Bro, there's one spot, and if you go there, you'll never be disappointed. It's King Tandoori.
King
King
Tandoori?
Tandoori?
Is
There's-
it Brampton only?
No, they got six to seven locations all across the GTA.
I mean, the name sounds
King
fire.
Tandoori?
King
yeah.
Tandoori.
Yeah.
Tandoori. Like the
Tandoori.
spices.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love tandoori.
You'll
chicken.
never find a brown person
King Tandoori.
in all of Canada that doesn't know KT, King Tandoori.
KT.
KT.
Okay.
Shout out
Make-
KT.
Bro, meet me at KT.
Meet me at KT, yeah. They make good stuff, man.
Say less.
Good people there too, man. They'll take care of you.
Well, now I know where to go now.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
I'm always looking for something different, you know?
Yeah.
And I love Indian food. Like
I love Indian
I
food.
think I think it's great.
I love it.
And I wanted to try it. So now that you recommend it,
Okay,
I'll try.
4 more. What are the
Yeah.
top 4? You said food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I say I can't live without the people. We got the
People.
only city in the world where people will actually say hello to you on the street.
Yeah,
That's
we're
true.
nice.
We're hella nice, man.
We're
It's a
nice.
cliche, but we're nice.
Yeah,
You know.
Canadians, we're nice.
Can't live without our weather in the summer. We got
Yeah.
Really?
we got great weather in the summer.
But dude, we have a 4-season weather.
I
Bro.
know.
We're the worst. The weather is like I can live without this. I could be in freaking Florida all year.
You gotta
round.
snowbird it.
You're right.
Yeah.
Like, yo, summer in Florida is not fun.
It's too hot.
It's too hot.
What do you
Right.
mean?
40
Bro,
plus, man.
I love that shit.
It's
Costa
scorching,
Rica,
dog.
Costa Rica in the summer is 40 degrees.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm soaking it all
You're
in.
saying that until you're freaking drying.
I was there.
in
I
the
was.
heat.
What do you mean? I was there. I was loving it. I
Yeah.
love it. Bro, I hate being hot inside. If you give me hot outside where I can wear a t-shirt and shorts and I get fresh air, bro, it could be 100 degrees out there. I don't give a shit.
That's crazy.
Right?
This
But-
guy's wild.
Yeah. But the
Third,
weather.
fourth one.
Yeah.
I'd say my family.
Okay, shout
I
out
got
to
the
fams.
most amount of family anywhere in the world in Canada.
Oh,
Canada.
lucky you, man.
Big
I got them
ups.
everywhere else.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm up in the
unfortunately.
GTA here, man, Toronto.
Love that.
That's awesome.
So
Love
I'm
that.
always coming back for them.
Okay, and the last one.
Yo, the last one I would say, man, is like I went to high school here. I went to elementary school here.
Mm-hmm.
If I ever need a place where I have the strongest friend circle around me, I'd say the people that built me up, shaped who I am, it's my friends.
Your friends.
That's awesome.
Growing up, man. So I'd say always come back to the city no matter where I move in the
Yeah.
world for the GTA Toronto.
For the GTA.
That's awesome.
Because
man.
there's no city that will support their own people like Toronto. There's a lot of people on the internet that say Toronto people hate on Toronto people. I think that's bullshit.
You think that's bullshit?
In my honest opinion, my city is Brampton.
Okay.
Brampton
Yeah.
people support Brampton people.
Brampton, yeah.
You
Brampton.
think Toronto people
yeah.
don't support Toronto people?
Toronto is a bit like you know that term. It's screw face city.
Yeah.
It
It's
has
Screwface
that.
capital.
It has that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel it, but I get it. Brampton maybe might be different. Everyone's more community oriented.
For sure.
Everyone is more welcoming. Everyone's supportive. Toronto is like it's like a mixing pot of gumbo where it's like
Yeah.
you never know what you might taste or,
sure.
or, you know
Yeah,
or
or what
comes
you're
out of
gonna
the-
get,
or
yeah.
what comes out of the pot. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's beautiful either way.
Yeah,
It's beautiful,
yeah,
right?
that's awesome,
Yeah.
man, that's awesome.
Yeah, so for the people that are interested in your shop and your social media, to follow you or to go visit and see what you got to offer, may you tell them please on the camera.
100%.
Let them know.
So we have our retail brand, Wear Icy. We got our B2B apparel manufacturing Instagram, Icy Studios. You got my IG, Icy MANIK. Saw 3 right there, man.
ICY,
That's
man.
awesome.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing, bro. We're so proud of you, man. Keep
Yeah,
growing,
yeah.
keep building, keep building and achieving your dreams, bro. We love the Icy brand.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love the fleas, the little fleas.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna have to come and shop with you guys. And
I'm going to come bring you one real soon, man. Appreciate that a lot.
And
Yeah.
we need to tap in and get some
Yeah,
merch
yeah.
done for our.
I will
brand.
take care of you guys, man. That's a sure
Yeah,
fact.
yeah.
You guys come back, I'm gonna set you guys up nice.
That's
1000%.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you.
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming by the Richdiet Podcast. Yeah, man.
Thank you, bro.
Any last word of advice that you wanna give the world? Like,
I'd say, man, you guys got to tap in with Richdiet. These guys are doing
that's
what
awesome.
nobody is doing right now.
Yeah, appreciate
These guys
that.
are going viral in the city, and you guys better watch out.
Better
That's all I
watch
can
out,
say.
Appreciate you, man.
You know,
Appreciate
I
you.
love what you guys are doing, man.
Appreciate
Thank you.
Genuinely good people too, man. You guys got to
Thank
tap in with
you,
these guys.
thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Likewise,
appreciate
brother.
it,
You're
yeah.
genuinely, I can already feel the energies.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
100%.
Love, bro, love.
Amazing,
Yeah.
amazing. If you guys loved the episode, make sure you comment, subscribe, share with your friends. Make sure you tap in with Manic. Go shop with Icy. You know what I mean? Like Trey Young says, you know,
Yeah.
we make those shots.
Not the jewelry, the
Not-
clothes.
You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? I like what you said that. about,
Yeah.
I want people to know Icy, when they hear that word Icy, to refer to the brand
Yeah,
sure.
instead
Yeah,
of jewelry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So if you ever hear Icy, you already know. That's the
clothes.
vibes.
That's right.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? I'm your host, Aaron Bills.
Zico, you already know.
Peace and love. We were Manic.
Take care, guys. Thank you.
Peace
Cheers.
and love. We out.
Peace.